not just a reflex.
I do the same thing.
So anyway.
All meal dog. What are you gonna do? It's like 9.
We could just do some Q&A for a
Let's do
little
some
while.
Q&A for 15 minutes, then we're gonna play our set. Because I actually need to get back to work. And we're closing in on the 2-hour mark.
Let's do it now. So anyway, yeah.
Can someone do an exclamation mark live so I can see, or whatever it's called, uptime, so I can see?
I think it's probably an hour and a half.
Probably. Sorry, you beautiful hair. Yes.
There's a difference between wanting your boy to win and rooting against someone.
Do you know what the difference is? You know what the end all be all difference is? The latter, in the former, you want your boy to play better, and in the latter, you want someone to play worse. Which means in the former you're rooting for better melee, and in the latter you are asking for worse melee. And I think at the end of the day, we all want to see the best melee.
I agree that we all want to see the best melee that we can.
Sometimes you want your boy to win.
Chat's going too fast.
Chat's going hella fast. Chat's going so fast. No one's gonna see that I'm Fulton Tove. Tove, can you stream? I have to resub you. Either Twitch, I did see you. Yeah, there'll be definitely a stream on Thursday. Probably a little baby stream on Wednesday too. Like
I only hit that like 1 in 10 times. It seems like.
Someone asked, what about for players like M2K it really affects some players? So what do you think, Tove, about the fact that some chants affect people more than others?
Yeah, Drug Fox was really mad after HTC Throwdown because, and he was like, yeah, the crowd was really messed up. The crowd was really... Sorry I didn't text you back. The crowd was really angry about whatever. And I went back and I watched the VOD. And the crowd was literally chanting, S fat, S fat, S fat. And then Drug Fox went and Drug Fox turned around and flipped up the crowd off. And I was like, they were chanting S fat. I think that's fine. I think they're allowed to chant S fat. You know, they're like, you know, you're allowed to cheer for someone. That I'm pretty sure that's fine. I don't know. Yeah, you can be too loud with it. But yeah, there are definitely people that are more affected by that sort of thing than others. I don't know, man. Me personally, so okay, here's a good example. Smash Summit, we were in a room and we were very close to the players, the spectators, right? So you picture Smash Summit, there's the commentary couch, which is in sort of the kitchen area, and right next to that's the living room, where everyone was sitting and watching Armada Mewtwo. And out of respect, almost everybody whose name was not West Balls was very quiet when the last couple matches of Bracket were happening. And everybody in the room, unless your name was West Balls, was, you know, even if you wanted to make funny noises or cheer something, you would tend to respect the fact that the players are a few feet from you. And so there's just this sense of like...
I was better that time.
Me personally, do I want to take part of this chant? Do I want to, given the circumstances, given how close I am to the players, how loud do I want to be? If I'm watching Mewtwo King versus somebody, and I can tell this is me, and he seems shook, and he seems like he's down on himself, and everyone's cheering, me personally, I'm gonna think, okay, I'm not gonna take part in this. I want him to, you know, at least go out not playing like a boss. And I think that if you're a member of the community, it is partially your responsibility to think about common sense. Yeah, you shouldn't be doing in situations. But I cannot fault a crowd for cheering for, say, against Mewtwo King because he's the hometown hero and he's about to do something that no Falcon has done ever in the history of time. Right? That's a little much to ask. That's right.
So I hear you, and I actually think that brings up a good point. So I went back and I read some of the ad mentions, and I was pushed back on. People were asking me, is my stance on cheering, where I'm kind of a let the people decide, is that different than my position on, you know, potentially offensive language, right? And the concept of being welcoming and accessible and PC or whatever. And I think that what you brought up is a good point where, to me, like, I do my best to never ask anyone else to change their behavior. I just want to lead by my own example. And so the crowd, like what the crowd does, I think it's each individual's decision whether they want to join in for this chant or that chant. And I don't want to tell people what they can and can't do. There is a point where you cross the line, and that is the point where, like, I feel like we almost have to talk about whether you're welcome in the community, right? If you're like attacking or like trying to attack an individual, if you're trying to be violent,
Yeah, and like I said, this shit's a spectrum. Sometimes it's hard to provide a black or white answer. The reason I brought up the racist stuff in Apex 2014 is that because I want to provide the whole spectrum. I think that's one extreme end of the spectrum.
Managed to go under the style somehow.
I think there's like this kind of messed up, but it's hella funny. So like fuck it. And then there's like, okay, this is funny, but like it's a little more messed up than funny, so maybe don't do it. And then it's like, all right, no, that's just not even funny. So it's not black or white, and I think it's totally cool to have different opinions.
Yes.
As long as you're not being a jerk about it and saying, I'm right, you're wrong, and that's that.
Yeah.
If Mutant King and Armada are saying like, hey, we're top players, we're a big part of why the community's come as far as it is, and can you hear us out? I think, yeah, we should probably at least just listen to them.
Absolutely.
Anyway. Also, air horns are, to me, hilarious.
I kind of liked it listening.
See, that's what I mean. It's like, yeah, I can see Armada saying they're messed up, but to me, it's like they're more funny than messed up.
And I honestly, like, I feel
Blur says that they're
just made that one.
So, you know what I mean? It's not.
Yeah, pretty good so far.
Yeah. And I'm
PB, what do you think?
I agree that it makes it harder to compete, and I think that having worse melee is bad, but like I think we can
I've not made any major mistakes, I don't think.
ways to protect the top players that don't involve like silencing a group of people.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And if you do cross the line, we have a responsibility, each and every one of us, to do something about it, right? If somebody is really using hate speech and like making someone feel threatened.
Yeah. By the way, press one will prove it.
Yeah, if I were in the crowd and the air horn was next to me, I'm sure that I would have said, I like the air horn unless I'm right next to you.
Oh yeah, if you're right next to it, it's just like, god damn it, this is super loud, it sounds terrible. But if I'm like across the room, I'm like, oh, that's funny.
Someone asked, what's more important, the audience or the players? I guess like, there is no audience without top players.
But there are no, that's not true.
So I think that the players are more important, but like,
but they're more.
But like there's a smaller scale, so we can do that to help them without hurting. Like it's not a zero sum.
Right. Exactly.
It's not a zero sum game.
Okay. So I think you already said this, but like headsets for the players that have game audio, you know.
I think O Canada is
Gunskis, LeBrunskis.
Why would I have a problem with O Canada?
O Canada is hype. I love O Canada.
I like O Canada much more than I like singing.
At least I didn't die on it that time.
Or clapping the Dreamland.
Yeah. No.
Please sing O Canada. Jesus God. Let me hear the O Canada.
Alex 19. Shout out to Alex 19.
Can't roll up those stairs.
Close second to I'm Dewan Energy McDaniel of the content.
Dewan Energy McDaniel.
I'm Dewan Energy McDaniel. I'm Dewan Energy McDaniel. Say the line, Dewan.
I ate an apple this morning.
Anyway, close second to I'm Dewan Energy McDaniel for me of the content. It was created as Smash Summit. It was Alex 19 walking into the house and shutting up Matthew and Lovage for off-syncedly clapping.
Super awesome.
Stop clapping 2016.
What do you think was the best crowd ever? Or at any tournament?
Special
Come on.
place in my heart for Impulse 2012. Not a lot of Americans were there. So can I describe what happened at the tournament?
I want to hear it.
This was a tournament where Mango went to, okay, so the talent pool was like Kirby Kaze and I think Unknown 522, I think got 5th. They tied for 5th. Or maybe it was Kirby Kaze and Demons. No Americans really went outside of, so it was like me and Silent Wolf went and SFAT went. And then outside of that, it was like Mango, PB, HBox, and Major King. So all 4 of the American gods went to this tournament, and then it was like me, Otto, and Zach went because Homie Crew, and then there was barely any American lieutenants outside of me. So the crowd was overwhelmingly Canadian. It was almost all Canadian.
Yes.
In fact, yeah, it was basically all Canadian. And Mango went to losers real early. I don't remember the order, but then, anyway, Mango had to make this losers run where he went through HBox and then I think Major King and then PB. And he should have lost every single set. And me and Zach were watching him play HBox for like 4th place and 5th place or something.
That was mediocre.
And we were like, it was just me and Zach. Otto was doing something. I don't even remember what it was. But me and Zach were watching. We were like, dude, Mango's gonna lose. And this was back in the day when USA champs wouldn't just start themselves up. Mango champs would, If you're in Canada, it wasn't, you know, these days Canada's just USA. Back the crowd was pretty quiet because it's like, okay,
2012 was very different than today.
different year. Kirby Kaze was out of the tournament, and this is like, you know, it's like he's the best Canadian player at the time. And me and Zach are like, dude, we gotta do something. And me and Zach just start going batshit crazy for Mango. By the way, Mango had dropped like 2 games to Afox, I think. He was on tournament stop, and I don't know if you remember Mango back in the day before the Cloud9 days, but I remember sometimes he'd be down in stocks and he'd just kind of start getting them.
He's done.
He would start moonwalk back airing off the stage and throwing away his double jump against H-Box, where it's like, if this hits, it looks cool, he might not even die, and if this doesn't hit, I'm for sure dead.
Yeah.
And he was doing that stuff, and we're like, dude, we gotta get Mango back into the game. So me and Zach just start going, Mango, let's go, Mango, like, yo, bring that shit back.
Yeah.
Let's go, Mango, you know, and all this shit, and all the Canadians around us were like, looking at us like, wow,
They're crazy.
and they start, you know, and every set Mango played, Mango played not great, but he played good enough after we started cheering for him to just barely squeak by and win every set, and he won the tournament. And every single set, it was like me and Zach had to start cheering for Mango because it was so down to the wire. And by the end of the tournament, the greatest part, this was the first time this
platforms, right?
things sort of started happening. By the end of the tournament, everyone around us had sort of fed off of the energy, and everyone just started cheering for Mango.
Yes.
It was basically me and Zach starting.
You spirit bombed him game after game after game.
Yes. Someone said Toph had the air horn. Yeah. Basically, me and Zach had the air horn. And if you ask me later, SVAT, we will say we won that tournament for Mango. Because Mango was about to get the point. Straight up. By the way, I have a really funny story from that tournament that I'm just going to share. I think PB's in the chat, which means it's not the best time to share it, but I'm going to share it anyway.
Okay.
We all went to Korean barbecue the night before finals. And our crew was big enough such that we needed to take 2 separate cars. And me and Zach were in the later car, and we were talking about how we were going to hang out and, you know, drink a little bit, maybe play some Smash when we got back to the house, which was going to be like 10:30, 11. And Zach was like, dude, and Zach and Otto, Soundwolf, and SVAT were like, dude, PB's going to be so late. It's going to be 10:30 and he's going to be passed out. And sure enough, we get back to Kirby Kaze's house, who's housing like all of us, and we're like, yo, KK, where's PP? Where's Dr. PP? Because that was that guy. PP was upstairs. He said he's upstairs, he's in the guest room, he's in bed, he's going to go to sleep. We're like, come on, man. He was going to party with us. So me and Soundwolf, we have some drinks, and Soundwolf is like, yo, I got you. Let's go drop his face.
Oh my god. Are you serious?
So we're like, yo, KK, you got a marker? Just hold on. So the first
I'm ready.
Okay, by the way, this was a different time. This was a different time in Melee.
Clearly.
Those sponsors know nothing. SVAT had a lot more to drink than we did. Which, by the way, ties in the later parts of the story. So we get a marker, and the thing about Kirby Kaze's house is carbon floors, and the upstairs, there's kind of this, like, it's sort of like a mezzanine sort of walkway to get to the bedrooms where PBMD is. Sorry, Josh PBMD is sound.
That was a weird error.
Yes.
We sneak up there, and Kirby Kaze has dogs, and he did this thing where because you know you want to keep the dogs from like coming down the stairs and all that. So there's a gate at the top of the stairs that the dogs can get over. So we would like sneak over the gate, and the floorboards are hella creaky. And, you know, we've had some beers and we're just like...
You're getting good at avoiding those boulders.
Not the crack. You're solid snake in that shit?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, before we even went up there, we were talking about what should we even write on PB's face. And we're like, okay, we could like draw a mustache, we could draw some obscene shit. Yes. Could, you know, whatever. And then Otto was like, dude, what if we just write on his forehead? That's... fourth.
Oh.
Remember, it was Mango, Muting, H-Box, and PP. And I was like, dude, that's fucked up. But that shit's hella funny, so let's do it. Okay, so we're calling around upstairs with the marker. And SVAT's like, he's had a lot more to drink than us. And SVAT's like, you guys are like, yeah, sure, just quiet. You say, hey, what are you doing?
Can I write on Dr. PB's face too? I had a lot to drink. Give me that marker. I'll be quiet. Don't worry.
So we almost cheers in seconds. It's having a hard time when we were solving it. We go into the room, and the arrangement of the house is such that the light from the hallway kind of spills into the room in an angle that it's like dangerously close to people's face. How do you even do this? Because like I can't even see where his face is. You know, he's kind of got the blanket up. Like, go in there and be like, what? And then the floor gets hella creaky, and we all just run out of there giggling like a bunch of schoolgirls. And Zach is like tripping and like running to the wall. We're like, it's over, dude. Abort. So TLDR, we didn't get to write on Dr. Peepee's face, but it was really funny.
Dude, the floorboards are dangerous.
Yes.
My dad.
I've never taken me that many times.
Imagine
Ever.
how legendary it would have been if Peepee was playing in grand finals with Mango and a big fat fucking mustache on his face and fourth on his forehead. God, man, it was a different time for me.
It was definitely a different time. He was Dr. Peepee.
He was Dr. Peepee.
Ain't nobody right
now.
now.
No, it was not funny. No, that was the thing, because the former, we heard him moving in the bed, and he was like, you know, and the, you know how when people are sleeping, fast asleep, their breathing sounds different than when they're awake? And his breathing changed. We're like, oh God, he's awake. We gotta get out of here, dude. And Zach's like, oh, he's running on the wall and shit. Oh my God, dude, that was a different time.
People want the Wavelet story.
Wavelet story? Okay, the Wavelet story, I'll make it quick. Me and Silent Wolf, a lot of my really dumb stories start with me and Silent Wolf back in 2012. So we go to BC, which is 300 drive from Seattle, and this is the era where Silent and the two favorites for the tournament by far are Silent Wolf and Scion.
I remember that fool.
And I think Bladewise wasn't there this tournament, and Silent was super duper good. And me and Silent were like, okay, yo, let's like warm up for the bracket or whatever. We're playing some friendlies in the corner, and we're both like just practicing tech skill, and we're like hitting our ledge dashes really crispy. And Scion walks over, and he's like this quiet Asian dude, right? He looks at us playing, he's like, you guys are both so good. And I like pause, and I turn around to Scion, I'm like, what did you just say? He's like, you had to. You're doing wave ledges. You know there's a ledge. You wave them. It's a wave ledge. And me and Otto are like, are we being what's good? No.
Yeah.
That's not. You can't say wave ledge. You ledge dash. Dash is a verb. Ledge is a noun. I'm wave ledge. I'm ledging. That's not a thing. It's wave ledge. And I'm like, Doc, okay, fuck you. First of all,
number one.
We're gonna play. We decide between the three of us. We're gonna play for wave ledge. Whoever wins the tournament gets to name the team. At this point, Sign had been very close to upsetting Silent Wolf. Every set they played, every single set they played, but he had yet to beat Silent Wolf. Long story short, grand finals gets played out. Silent Wolf gets 3-0'd.
Oh my God!
For the first time in history. And remember, this was like in the morning when we were warming up, so we had all like forgotten about the wave ledge thing. And then we go out to dinner, and you know we're like, damn, you know that was really
get it.
Yes. He's like, so it's wave ledge. And we're like, no, that's right. Oh no. And so you know, I was like, dude, Otto, we gotta call it wave ledging. That's the deal. We made a deal. We're men of our word. And so roll around to Northwest Manifest, and I made this goal. This is Hugs recently criticized me for memeing on commentary so much that I was number 6 on his Goon TR.
Wow.
I've actually been memeing in pro commentary since 2012 because at Northwest Manifest, as subtly and as often as I could, you can go back and try to find the commentary. I'd be like, okay, a nice wave ledge from West Balls.
You should sneak it in there.
I would sneak it in. I've been memeing in commentary for half a decade.
Impressive.
So, I think, per the terms of the deal, I still have to call it wave ledging, but it's been long enough now that I hope I don't forget.
Do you have an auto impersonation?
Yeah, I can kind of do an auto impersonation.
We call it wave ledging? That shit's gross.
I'm gonna call it wave ledging? Oh, that shit ain't. That's cool. But then, like, you know, it's the kind of thing like you start
no choking.
You start calling it wave ledging, and then it kind of becomes the sort of thing where it's like funny, and then it kind of becomes self-referential, and then at that point we're calling it like stupid, but we're laughing every time we say it, so we're kind of down. And then it's just how the shit starts. Okay, well, please, Sam's not watching this episode.
Hopefully not. Well, by rights, he
don't
won.
choke.
There is a hidden stipulation, which is you need to popularize that shit, and then it's not easy.
No, it's not.
I had
but a good place for that shit to start is this guard coach.
Yes, I had some peeps on Twitter tell me that I could not use Tomahawk anymore, and I needed to change the way that I talked about it and my reply, I think it'd be a war champ and Fendi.
Sure.
Both gentlemen whose opinion
Where do I go?
like I respect. My response to them was, okay, I will change what I call a tomahawk if you create another term and popularize it. Why don't you go ahead and do that, and then I will use the new term, I promise.
What did they decide on?
What do you think?
Who was it?
Fendi. We're not going to do that. Not because it's Fendi, not because it's War Champ, just because no one is going to do that. Everyone's going to ask me, Scar, why don't you do another thing, you know, why don't you take on more work? You know, we know you don't have a lot going on.
Right.
We know that you have free time on free time, stacks on stacks of...
Wait. Not calling empty jumps tomahawks isn't required.
No, I want to know the term, though. I don't have to say empty jump grab. All right, Fendi, my bad, dude.
What
my bad, dog. Fendi said nothing.
Fendi said nothing.
Fendi said nothing.
All right.
I will go back and see.
All right, well, whatever.
Fendi, I actually confused you, Fendi, because your presence is so great that I put you in stories where you actually weren't, just because you're such a gigantic presence.
Yes.
And influence in my mind. I remember the discussion that we had about top player dedicated setups.
Hey, I repeat.
I do too, but you can go first.
Okay.
And I can hold that.
And then after that, should we just play our set?
Yeah. Okay. When we were talking about dedicated setups for top players, and I said all you need is a setup and a top player to agree, and you said it will never happen. And moments later at Genesis 3, there were top player dedicated setups. So, just saying. Scar was right. Benny was wrong. But Benny is on the right, and I respect your opinions. I'm playing the Kaiki Skate mark, dude. Kaiki Skate, sick. I'm gonna do my duty as producer so that you can watch my mark. Have you heard Alex 19's impressions? No, I haven't, but I can't wait to hear them.
Get it?
Oh! Because it's not clear what that phrase means, and so some esteemed members of the community think that we are alienating new viewers by having terminology that they do not understand. On the other hand, I think it's fun to learn the new terminology, actually. I think that for new viewers, they enjoy, like, it's almost like a grind where, like, okay, maybe you're not playing the game and getting better at the game, but you are learning more about, like, the little things that the community does. Oh, wow, power shield. So dope.
Oh, it cheated me out of a 22. That's what it did. For God's sake. How much time did I lose on Bowser again?
A legendary Fox player from Japan who was actually super duper good.
Another PB though.
And Thunders is the Japanese name of Jolteon, by the way. So an appropriate name would also be Jolteon combo. But basically, it's when you do it's the most common jab reset setup as Fox, which is where you shine someone, wave dash forward, and jab them, so you get the jab reset. It only works against Fox and Falco because it forces a jab reset on those characters, and they will get them slowly, and you can either grab them, short up.
Yeah, that was good.
Or do whatever you want, but I mean those are the most common options. So it's basically shine,
getting
wave dash
better.
forward, jab. That's the Thunders combo.
I'm missing less easy stuff.
Thunder. That's a different Thunder. That's Thunders with a Z. Not Thunders with an S. You just ask me what you're doing. Can I play Mark against the TV?
Yeah, you can.
I need to practice Bowser.
Do you think that, have you ever had to play a tournament set and you can't decide if you should hold it or not?
Yes. Here's my rule. Here's my rule. Are you ready? This is gonna gross you out.
Gross me out, dude.